Hello and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, glad to have you. Today I'll be trying out the new Fenty Beauty Soft Lit Hydrating Foundation. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts, please keep on watching. While I was very excited about this new Fenty Beauty foundation launch, I was also very hesitant to pick up the foundation because I don't really have a true shade in the Fenty Beauty foundation. The shades are either a little bit light for me or dark for me. In her Pro Filter foundation line, the shade 420 is a little bit light for me. 430 is too red on me. 440 is comfortable, it's a good shade, but it oxidizes, it gets darker with time, so it's not really a true shade as well. When she came out with some new shades and added 425 between 420 and 430, I was excited, but when I tried that shade, it was a little bit olive on me. Even though it works better than the 420 shade, it's still not a true shade for me. Eventually I decided to pick it up because I heard that the 420 shade is a bit warmer than the 420 in the Pro Filter matte foundation. If that's the case, then it might probably work for me, which is why I got it. Now Ulta doesn't have the foundation yet, so, and the Sephora that used to be in my mall near my home, they kind of packed up, they kind of closed down, so I can't really go in store unless I have to go to another town, which is a little bit far from my house, so I don't really like bothering to drive all the way down there unless I have to. When I shop on Sephora, it's usually online, but this time I had to go to another town to buy it because I wanted to try out the shade 425 and 420 to see what they look like, but they didn't have 425 in store. They only had 420 and the rest of the shades. They had 410, 420. I didn't bother to pick 430 because I know how it always looks on me. So I got a shade 420 and then I got a sample of the shade 410 because I also hear 410 might work if 420 doesn't work. Before I do the swatches, I'm going to read the details of the foundation on Sephora's website. It's called the Soft Slit Naturally Luminous Hydrating Longwear Foundation. It's $40. And it comes in 50 shades. It also comes in 1.08 fluid ounces. It's hydrating, medium coverage, long wearing. It's a hydrating and glowy foundation that's waterproof and reduces shine. A glowy foundation that reduces shine. Never heard of that. I mean, okay. Reduces shine for a notch above natural finish. It's a long wearing medium coverage foundation that gives golden hour glow in a bottle. It hydrates, brightens and improves the look of skin tone immediately and over time while resisting sweat, humidity and transfer. Now how to use: be sure to moisturize skin before applying foundation. Always shake before use for smooth application. For medium coverage, apply 1 pump of soft lit foundation to the back of your hand. Dip a damp precision makeup sponge into the product and begin applying at the center of your face or wherever coverage is desired, pressing foundation into skin and blending outward. For full coverage, apply 1 to 2 pumps of soft lit foundation directly on the foundation brush and blend. This is a foundation I got from Sephora. It's my birthday month, so the associate asked me to pick a gift and I picked this Giorgio Armani fragrances, and it comes in this cute tiny bottle, and this is the foundation. This is the Pro Filter and this is the Soft Slit. Both bottles are very similar. The difference is just very slight. You can't really tell the difference unless you hold the two bottles together and look at them. But the difference here is that the Soft Slit has more sides to the bottle than this one. This one has 4 sides. The shape of the covers are different as well. This is the Pro Filter foundation and this is the Soft Lit one. This is the new foundation and this is the Pro Filter matte foundation. It's obvious that the matte one is slightly lighter, like a shade lighter than the other one. This is a new foundation, the Soft Slit Hydrating Foundation, and this is the Pro Filter Matte Foundation. Both of them in the shade 420. This one is slightly darker than this one, obviously. This is 410 in the Soft Slit Foundation, new one. It looks like it's more neutral than the other two. Let me just swatch 425 in the old foundation, even though I don't have that. I wish I had the new one. See for how 425 looks, it's very olive. I prefer this shade to this shade. This is 420 in the matte foundation and 425 in the matte foundation. You would think this one will match me better, right? This one looks just a little bit light for my skin. To moisturize my face, I use the Ordinary Natural Moisturizing Factors Plus HA cream. Now I'm going to church and I'll be out in the sun, so I need to use a sunscreen. So today I'll be using the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen SPF 40. I usually use Black Girl sunscreen, which I love and I still love, but I got a sample of this one from Sephora, tried it on, and I fell in love. I really like it. I like that it's oil free. I like the texture, the blurring effect too. Okay, that looks very promising. I like the shade. That was less than a full pump. It was able to give me some coverage. It feels cold on the skin. It feels refreshing too. Doesn't smell like fragrance. It feels very hydrating on the skin, and the coverage is very beautiful. Wow. It's very breathable, it's very comfortable on the skin. Okay, so this is a foundation with 1 and let's say 1.5 pump on my face. And here I don't have any foundation. Now I like it. It has evened out my skin tone beautifully. It blended out very easily and it has given me a flawless finish as well. You can see I have a beautiful radiance on my skin. Now it does have a smell that it's there, but it's not a fragrance. It hasn't dried down completely yet, but I'm going to move on to this other side and apply the foundation with a sponge this time. This is the ABH sponge I got when I bought their foundation. As you can see, that's the ABH logo right there. So I'll be using this today. Sorry guys, I was using my mirror to cover your view unconsciously. I like the finish with the sponge already. This is how the foundation looks using a sponge. So I am done applying the foundation on both sides of my face. I apply the foundation with a brush on the side and with a sponge on this other side. The foundation has a very beautiful formula which I like. It's breathable, it's hydrating, it's very refreshing on the skin as well. It does have a slight smell. It smells more like a natural smell to me, more like a skincare smell. Blending it out was very easy. It did not interact badly with my sunscreen because that was my fear. I like the side with a sponge better than the side with a brush because it was able to spread out the product more seamlessly. If you look at the side where I used the brush, you can see it has a glow, but the side where I use a sponge, it does have a very subtle glow, but not as much as the side with a brush. And they said this is supposed to be transfer proof, but I don't know, I'm getting transfer by just touching it. It's not cakey on application. It has a very natural radiant finish, as you can see, which I really like. Time is 7:35 a.m. But before I go for my wear test, I'm going to go complete the rest of my look. So this is the final look with the Soft Lit Foundation by Fenty Beauty and the rest of my makeup products. And I like the way the look turned out, but there's something I want to show you guys. I think I'm having a reaction to the foundation because that's the only thing I know I use that's new today. The rest of my makeup products, I've used them before several times and I never had this reaction. So this is what it looks like here. So I remember having this same reaction, this swelling here, when I tried on the Lancome Care and Glow foundation. Now I went to the store, got samples, got back home, tried the foundation on, let it sit on my skin for about 30 minutes to 1 hour, and then this stuff popped out afterwards and I was like, why? I am not going to conclude that it's the foundation. I'm going to try it out again, maybe a second and third time, and if I have this, then I know. So this is how the whole look turned out. There was no bad interaction with the foundation and the rest of my makeup products. Now I like the foundation, I like the luminosity that it brings to my skin. Like I said, if you want to achieve that more luminosity or more radiance to your face, you have to use a brush. Now the coverage is a medium coverage, but you can build it up to a full coverage very easily, to a full coverage, so you don't need a lot of product, you know, with this foundation, unless you're someone who likes full or a lot of coverage. A little goes a long way. A little actually goes a long way with this foundation. Now the foundation looked amazing on first application. It looked flawless. It was able to even out my skin tone nicely. It was able to blow my imperfections as well, although I could still see around my problem area here. I could still see some dark spots. I know it's not transfer proof, but now I have applied the rest of my complexion product. I'm not getting any transfer from it. So remember, this was the side I applied the foundation with a brush and with a sponge side still looks more flawless to me than the side. I went ham with my blush. Please ignore that. So overall, I think it's a beautiful formula and I like it. But now we're going to see how it wears and then come right back, show you guys how it looks and give you my final thoughts. So please don't go anywhere. So this is a 6-hour check-in. It wasn't too long since I came back from church. So this is how my face looks. Around my smile lines, I noticed I'm beginning to have some creasing. As you can see, that line there, some separation. The foundation is separating around there, you know. But the rest of the face still looks fine. My nose is becoming very shiny. Forehead looks like some shine is beginning to come in, but it's not so much yet. For over 6 hours, this is still looking very, very good. So I like it, and I'll see you guys in 2 hours time. I am done with my wear test, and this is how my face looks after about 8 hours of wear. The time now is 4:09 p.m. Like I told you earlier, I had to go to church service with my family. I didn't really do much afterwards. I mean, after 6 hours, the foundation was still looking good. The only area where I had a significant amount of oils is on my nose. On my forehead, not a lot of shine. You can see a shine, but it's very minimal. And then on the sides of my nose, where I usually have a lot of oils, I have just a minimal amount of oils as well. If you look here on my smile line, you see the dark line there? That's where the foundation separated. The same thing here, but no separation or creasing on my forehead or elsewhere. So most of the claims of the foundation are true, except the fact that it is transfer proof, because I didn't think it was transfer proof. I did a transfer test, touched it after applying, and there was some transfer, but after I applied the rest of my makeup on top of it, the transfer was less. This is 8 hours and the foundation still doesn't look so bad. I don't like the separation on my crease lines, so if I wear it a second time and this happens, then I don't know, I probably won't reach for it that easily. I don't like when the foundation causes me creasing or just starts separating. Now I don't think the foundation oxidized, as you can see. Now the shade 420 in both the matte foundation and this soft lit foundation are described as warm golden shades, but it seems to me that the 420 shade in the matte version has more neutral yellow undertones or neutral golden undertones than this one. This one has more of an orange or warm orange undertone. So if you're my shade twin, this would work for you. Don't buy 430 because I think it might look more orange than the 420. 430 is also a warm golden undertone. So remember how 430 looked in the matte formula. Since the soft lit foundation line somewhat runs warm, I think it's going to look warm on you, so stick with 420. Now I didn't buy 425. I bought it the last time because I wanted to test it out, and I kept it because it seemed to be a more manageable shade than the 420 in the matte foundation. 410 is also described as a warm golden undertone, but it looked more neutral to me than the 420 shade. So try 410 as well, it might work for you, but I don't think 410 would be a better option for me. So I do recommend the foundation. I think it has a very beautiful formula, a very beautiful finish to the skin. So now I'm going to go ahead and reapply some powder. So this is how the foundation looks after reapplying powder. I really like this foundation. It gives your skin a very beautiful glow without, being excessive. I like that it is hydrating. I also like that it gives a flawless finish to your skin. So when we hear glow, hydrating, glowy foundation, we think summer, right? But I think this foundation can be used throughout the year for all seasons. You know, it has a hydrating quality in it, and then the finish is not like a very radiant finish. The glow you get, especially when you use a sponge, is a subtle one. It's just the right amount of glow on your skin. So this is where I end my video for today. If this is your first time on my channel, I hope you consider subscribing. To my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for coming back. I hope you like and leave a comment. Until my next video, have a blessed night and stay safe.